Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another Telling It Like It Is. My name is Jade Alberts, the founder of Pure Guides. Sharing knowledge and stories is why I started the Facebook Live show. If you have any questions, pop in there. We will ask them questions after the fact. Please put your questions in there, and we will respond to them. Again, I'd like to thank Simply Delivery for their sponsorship. Simply Delivery is delivering all as a full-service delivery company. Specialize not only in food delivery but personal orders. They make multiple stops. They have a custom order on your on their website that you'll be able to check out. So click on the website. It's in the comment section, and away we go. But I'm pumped about getting to today's guest, as I'm not a sneakerhead, but I do love shoes, more in the dress shoe size. But Momar and Yusuf, the founders of NxtDrop, how are you gentlemen today?
Doing good.
Doing good.
How about you?
Yeah.
Hey, it's a great day. I can't complain. It's sunny outside, and I've already won golf in this year. So hey. So the one thing I like doing is talking about how we met, because networking is such an important part of business and growth. And we met through the Startup TNT Summit, and a few of us have kind of been helping you along. So that's kind of how it was, and I guess we'll get into a little bit of the help that you've got from Startup TNT down the road. But obviously that summit, you were able to connect with quite a few different people.
Yeah, definitely.
No, that's good. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? So, well, I'll give a brief little introduction, and then we'll start talking sneakers. So, obviously, you guys are brothers, co-founders of NxtDrop. They were born and grew up in Senegal, West Africa. After graduating high school, they decided to pursue their studies in the U.S. Momar graduated with a degree in computer science, and Yusuf with a degree in business admin. They noticed that they had complementary skills and decided to start a business together. So I guess, here we go. You've got family, you've got probably lots of issues. I know what me and my brother have gone through in our lives. I'm sure there's a few disagreements, but why don't you guys share the story of why you started NxtDrop?
Yeah. So basically, it kind of started like 6 to 7 years ago. My brother and I wanted to buy a pair of Nike Air Yeezy Red October, which is a collaboration between Nike and the rapper Kanye West. Yeah. So we were not able to get the pair because it sold out in less than 3 minutes, and the prices were too high for us. So we were looking for eBay, but the prices there too at resale were very high. So we ended up giving up. And that's when we started to have that passion for sneakers. And fast forward when we moved to the US for college. So we started to get into the market and just reselling here and there. Then at that time in college, we were also working on another project. So it was an electronic notebook that we had in mind. Then we started applying to accelerators and stuff, because at that time we didn't know how to start businesses. Like, we were new in the startup ecosystem. Yeah. And we applied to an accelerator in Toronto. Then once we got there, we found out that the barriers to entry were too high for us. And we switched the idea, and we were looking for what we are passionate about. Then we were brainstorming, and that's how we came up with the idea of NxtDrop, as we had the expertise for it. We know how to authenticate sneakers, and we've been selling sneakers also. And also we found that in Canada there was no market for it. Like there was sneaker marketplaces in the US, like StockX and Good, but there was no market here in Canada. So basically that's how we started, and that's how I got there.
So is it hard to take a business from something that you love? Obviously, you guys love shoes, you were passionate about it, you thought you knew a lot about it. How did that come, saying, okay, that's it, we're going to do this? We found a market in Canada. Obviously there's benefits that Canadians are going to buy from Canadians, and you can talk about the duties and things like that. But was it easy to go from a fan and of shoes to making it into a business?
I think for me personally, that I don't think it wasn't easy at all because when you get into the sneaker reselling business, like most of the things are like informal. Like you talk to people, you chat with them, and then like you meet them somewhere and you exchange the money for the shoes. And then like when we got into the startup, like things like got a little bit serious, you know. So yeah, it was definitely different. I think like the two businesses are kind of different, and then like you have to think about, okay, you have to scale. You can just like build something and assume that people will come. Like you have to do a lot of work to get people to like know your brand and trust, because trust is very important in this business, because like people wouldn't buy shoes from some random people that they don't know, you know. So yeah.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
Mhm.
So let's talk about that process a little bit that you guys got set up. Obviously, the big news, right? StockX got that big investment, and I think how much was it again? Like I can't recall.
I think it was in the hundreds of millions.
Hundreds of
Yeah,
millions. So
yeah.
obviously there's a market for it, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
how do you guys go out there? Kind of walk us through the process. If Jade Alberts wants to buy shoes from NxtDrop.com, which you can click on the comment section. Tell me how you do it, how you authenticate your shoes.
Yeah. So you talked about the market, and like the market in North America alone is 2 billion right now, and
Yeah.
it's projected to be 6 billion by 2025. And for, and concerning like buying sneakers on NextDrop, it's pretty easy. Like you go on the website, and like you can use our search feature, or you can look at the feed and see like what you like, and then you can click on a pair of shoe. And once you click on a pair of shoe, like you can select your size, and just like click on the buy now button, and then you will go to the checkout page. You'll have to like create an account to make a purchase, but it's fairly easy to create an account. It'll probably take you 2 minutes. And once you purchase the pair, what happens is that the seller that listed the shoe will send us the shoe, and when they send us the shoe, we'll take the shoe, and we'll authenticate it. And once we authenticate it, and we determine that the shoes are legit and not a knockoff pair, we'll send it to you. And the whole process like takes between 2.5 weeks to 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think he summarized it well. And to add to that a little bit, so traditional marketplaces like eBay or Kijiji, you take a picture of the pairs that you want to sell, and you have to put a description on the website and all that stuff. So for us, as we receive the pair, so we don't need that. So we cut that part of the business, and made the experience smoother for the sellers and the buyers.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is just put your price, and yeah, in just a few clicks, like you can start selling your sneakers.
Hmm.
So I'm sure, like anything, you guys brought it up, the forgeries and the fakes and the pairs that I'm sure there's a lot of pairs that people get scammed on, whether it be Kijiji where there's no authentication going
Yeah.
on. I mean, I know you guys have a pair of shoes there. Do you kind of want to walk us through? You don't have to go through the entire authentication process, but
Hmm.
how do you look for, and how can you guarantee that?
Yeah. So for example, I have a pair here. So what we're looking for is like the color and the shape of the pair is the shape, a good shape. You also look at the material, like the feel, how it feels, the structure, the smell. Sometimes the smell test is a very good test to know if the pair is real or not.
Hmm.
And we also look at the stitching, because most of the time the stitching is off on the fake pairs. The sole as well. Like the sole, sometimes there are some details on the sole that are off from a real pair compared to a fake pair. And yeah, that's basically it. And the tag on the inside, we look at the tag and the
Yeah.
SKU, and just look at the box, and if everything else everything is connected to the box, and the pair are connected, because sometimes they mess up the information between the box and the pair. So
Yeah. So like sometimes like the information on the box and
it's different.
Yeah, and the information on the tag, on the shoe tag, is different, and you can know like very easily if that's a real pair or not.
So when you're coming on, I slapped up a pair, one of the Nikes that are coming out here, one of the Air Jordans, I think in a couple days. So when you, like you said, the stitching that kind of goes along, the swoosh or anything along those lines, you look for consistencies and you look for touch, those types of things. How often do you come across, does someone send you a fake?
I'll say 1% of the time. Like every one like 100 shoe that we sell, we'll see one that is not like quite right, and then like we'll flag it.
So it's obviously very, very. Obviously, it's a serious market. They're serious buyers. What percentage do you think are sold that are fakes in the entire market? I mean, it's just kind of just a guess. I'm just curious.
In the entire market, I think a lot. Like I think probably like if you go on eBay or Kijiji, probably I'll say between 5 and 10% might be counterfeits. Yeah, because like if you go, for example, if you go on Reddit, like they have Reddit groups that are like just they're just focused on like making replica shoes, and like those replica shoes are very good. I think sometimes like what happens is what can happen is you might get a pair, you might get a replica shoe that is as good as the real one.
Yeah.
Because sometimes like these brands like Nike and Jordan, like they don't get the quality right sometimes. Like you did.
Yeah. So speaking of the market, and you guys obviously noticed, and I mean that's something that's very important as entrepreneurs. You noticed that there was a gap in the Canadian market. I mean, I've ordered stuff, whether it be shoes or anything from the States in the past, it comes in, I get pissed off because I got to pay 50, 80, whatever duty on it, right? Or I don't. Or if I ask them about it, they say, no, you won't have to pay it, but it doesn't matter. When it gets here, you have to pay it. So, what's the benefit of setting up in Canada, and how does that allow you to compete against the big guys, throughout the U.S. market?
Yeah, you answer.
So in Canada here, the thing is that competing with the U.S. marketplaces is quite difficult, because those companies have like the means to get the people. And for example, if you look at StockX, it was the co-founders were like millionaires, so it was easy for them. And also they also had that privilege. But for us, we were just focusing on targeting our users on social media, pushing out content on our Instagram pages and writing blog posts to address those issues like the duties, how buying from if you're Canadian, how buying from a Canadian marketplace is more beneficial to you compared to buying from a US marketplace, because you save a lot of money, and also for the sellers as well. If you're a seller in Canada, selling on a Canadian marketplace is even better, because you can make more money on the sale, because the market is quite different. In Canada, the prices are a little bit higher than compared to the market in the US. So if you're a Canadian seller, you make more profit here in Canada. So so those are the issues that we're addressing to our community, and just engaging in a talk with them.
I also think it would be more appealing for somebody in the U.S. to pay in Canadian funds. Right? You're saving almost 20 off the top when someone from America is going to buy Canadians. And even when I was doing business in the United States, I mean, I would quote in Canadian funds, and they were like, how come you're so low? And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. Like, yeah, that's you're going to pay me, and I would translate it to, American, and they're like, you're lower than everybody. And I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, cost of living is different.
Yeah.
So
I think it has like a lot of buyers don't like realize how different the Canadian market and the U.S. market are, because if you like my brother said, like if you look at it, like the prices in the Canadian market are slightly higher, and like a lot of buyers don't get that, and sometimes like you get people saying, oh, why are the prices like kind of like higher than like on StockX?
Yeah.
And you have to tell them like, oh, but if you buy on StockX with the processing fees, and sometimes you get hit by duty, like you probably pay like $20 to like $50 more than if you bought it from a Canadian seller.
Yeah, and I think the Canadian sellers are aware that buyers have to pay duties when they buy from StockX or Gold. So what they do is they know that they have an advantage, so they just up the prices to make more profit.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. So I mean, obviously, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I mean, obviously, Reddit is something that you guys have mentioned. Is staying active? Are you guys creating a lot of content? What are you doing to get yourself out there and compete?
So yeah, like we said, like we push a lot of content. Like I remember in 2019, what kind of like got us here is that we had a blog post where we were talking about the buying experience as a Canadian, and like still to this day, like a lot of people come to our website, to that blog post, because people are actively like searching, how can I buy sneakers in Canada? How can I buy from Canadian sellers? Because it's just beneficial for them, because they spend less money, and the sellers make more money selling here. So yeah, we try to push content as much as we can. We've also worked with some of the Canadian influencers, and and we also like try to do our best to like interact with the users in the Reddit groups and Facebook groups, and we try to talk to them and see how we can improve like our product. So like we can attract more sellers and buyers.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not influencers, but have you worked with a lot, or are they just kind of out of the price range, or charge too much, or talk about that a little bit? What's the benefits? I see the benefits. I know the benefits, but I can see that selling a shoe with an influencer could make a big difference.
Yeah. So I think the good thing about working with an influencer is that most of the influencers, like they got, they have a reputation, and you can use that reputation to like get your name out there, because like I said earlier, like trust is very important in this business. And like most of our users, when they found us through Google, what they did is they went and did some research to see if the website is legit, if people have bought from it. So they value like reviews. So if you have a lot of good reviews, like you go a long way. And when we talk to customers, they talked about how we had a very good reviews, so it was kind of easier to spend that $500 or that $1,000 to buy a pair of shoes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the influencers, that's the great part about it. Like you could like tap into their network.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Again, I'm talking to Momar and Yusuf, the founders of NxtDrop. You can click on their website in the comments section, nextdrop.com. Check it out. Good Canadian company. So I mentioned at the beginning that we met through Startup TNT, and you went that process. You got into the finals, which was great. So why don't you share that process a little bit and how it benefited you?
Yeah. To be honest, we found the Startup TNT, I would say, by luck. So we actually got an email from Kevin Dahl, who's at Platform Calgary, and he's the one who introduced us to Startup TNT. Yeah, so we just looked at the program and we found that it was interesting. So we applied. I believe we applied like 1 or 2 weeks before the application deadline,
Yeah.
and yeah, we got accepted into it. And it was the first time we participated in an investment summit. So we didn't know what to expect. But yeah, Startup TNT has been awesome for us. We met new people there in the startup ecosystem here in Canada. And what struck us the most was that the people are super friendly here, the environment, and they want to help you. Yeah, they just want to see you win. Yeah, I think that was a good experience overall for us. It's like a big family.
Yeah, yeah. And I think to add to that, the other thing is um, like my brother said, like people want to see you win, like they want to help you, and we met a lot of people. And then also like we got to meet people that like kind of challenge us, in, like the way we run our business, and it was very beneficial for
Yeah.
us, like to get that feedback and like people asking certain questions and like you like having to go back, like you use that feedback to like improve your pitch and improve the business. So yeah, it was great.
No, I mean, I think and I talk about it all the time, in Alberta, and I can't speak to too many other provinces, but we have such a collaborative entrepreneurial community here that people are willing to give back. And I know, shout out to Sam and Nolan, who have been helping you guys as well, and giving you that feedback and acting as mentors. And even though you didn't get any investment in the summit, I think you gained a lot of knowledge and a lot of people, and it put a lot of eyes on your business.
Yeah.
And as I say, little things like that go a long way to, possibly becoming angel and, investable in the near future, or whatever your goals are as a company. It could just be, even if it's just a lifestyle company that's going to make you two guys live a very good lifestyle and have a business and do something that you love for the rest of your life. Hey, that's a success.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
What's next for NxtDrop? What are you guys? Where are you going to go? What do you want to do? How are you going to take over the world?
So when we started NextDrop, our main concern was like building a platform for people to be able to buy and sell like clothing items easily without the hassle of like having to do meetups or having to get scammed, like learning the hard way how things like work. So that's our main goal, and I think our plan is to like keep doing what we're doing, and uh, yeah, keep doing what we're doing and see how it goes. Yeah, you want to add something to it?
I just say that what we want to do is, facilitate the trade of sneakers in Canada, and just speed up the process of from the buyer perspective. For example, when you buy the pair to when you receive it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, our end goal is just to build a marketplace where um, for sneakers, and not only for sneakers but also for collectibles and everything that is sold in limited
Limited fashion.
limited release.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how are you guys looking at becoming? I know you're authenticating right now. Like, obviously, maybe that is always going to be a hands-on thing. Is there any move to become a little more automated in that sense? Would that speed up that 2.5 week process, or is this just really something that has to be done and looked at and touched and felt and smelt, and like you guys said?
Yeah. I think authentication isn't going like anywhere. I think it will still be part of the process, but I also think there are ways we could improve the process and make the delivery time like be faster. And then also like we've been looking at what other companies are doing, and we've done some research. We've we've had talks with like some companies that could do the authentication using AI. So
Okay.
I think that would be, I think that would be great in the future, and I think that's where the future is heading. Like people would just like, you'll have a device where they'll be able to tell you if your shoes are real or not in like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So I think that will help a lot, because like right now when you receive 10, 15, 20 pair of shoes, it will probably take you 5 to 10 minutes to like authenticate each pair. And some of the pairs, like it depends on the pair. Like if you look at Yeezys, I think those are kind of like harder to authenticate. And those are like, there are a lot of fakes of Yeezys, so you have to be careful when you authenticate those.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm a big fan of what you guys are doing, and I showed it to our oldest daughter, and I think you guys are going to cost me a lot of money, but we'll have to see how that plays out. But again, I'm talking to Momar and Yusuf, the founders of NxtDrop. You can click on the website in the comment section, nextdrop.com. I always have the same last question, and I guess you guys are still growing and in that stage. And if you have one piece of advice for a small business startup or entrepreneur, what would that be?
Yeah, so for me, it would be, just to be courageous. Why not take a step back and, just look at what we've accomplished? Sometimes I'm like, how did we get it? How did we get there? Yeah. So, never in my wildest dream did I ever think that I'll be in this position here today. So just keep pushing, and you always have self-doubt and fear, but I got to a point where now, that motivates me, and, just I'm just eager to meet those challenges and just face them. So I just say, just keep pushing and keep doing it.
Yeah. For me, I think being resilient is very important. Like when things are good, you wanna keep going, but when things are bad, like you kind of like step back and be like, oh, maybe I don't know if I want to keep doing this. So yeah, you have to be resilient, and like you have ups and you have downs, but it's what it is. Like just keep pushing.
Kent, I guess the only thing we can say is just do it, right?
Yeah.
No pun intended, right? Just Nikes on the screen. Excellent. You know what, Momar and Yusuf, thank you so much for joining me today and sharing your story. I'm glad that you guys, learned from the Startup TNT experience and took the mentorship from Sam and Nolan, and I think that's something that's great, and I hope you learn from it, and I look forward to watching you guys grow into a great Canadian powerhouse, because I think the market is there, and everybody's talking about, buy local, buy Canadian, buy, all that type of thing, and there's so many benefits from purchasing the stuff. So I wish you guys the best luck. Again, thank you so much for being on Telling It Like It Is, and I'm sure we'll be in touch in a couple weeks.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. I hope everybody has a great day, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.